Hi, my name is Pastor Al York. Welcome to Truth in the Trenches. Today we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 33. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. We've all probably played games of what we would call chance or games of probability. And probably the simplest form of such a game is simply flipping a coin. Heads or tails. It doesn't get much simpler than that. It's how every football game starts. There's a 50-50 chance or 50% chance or probability of getting it right. You can add variables by drawing straws for something. Whoever gets the short stick loses or wins, whatever may be the case. But there's usually more than two sticks in a hand or in a pot. The lot being cast into the lap is simply that it is a random toss. It's a random selection, or is it? It appears to be, from our perspective. But no matter how simple or how many variables there may be in the game, the outcome is the same. Proverbs says every decision is from the Lord. We have a couple examples in this in the New Testament in Acts chapter 1, 24 to 26. And they prayed and said, "You know, Lord, you who know the hearts of all. So which of these two you have chosen to take the place in the ministry and apostleship from which Judas turned aside to go to his own place?" And they cast lots for them. And the lot fell on Matthias, and he was numbered with the 11 apostles. In Luke chapter 1, we have another example talking about Elizabeth and Zachariah. But they had no child because Elizabeth was barren, and both were advanced in years. Now while he was serving as priest before God, when his division was on duty, according to the custom of the priesthood, he was chosen by lot to enter the temple of the Lord and burn incense. We all know what happened after that. The Lord appeared to him to tell him about the birth of John the Baptist, that they would be having a child. Well, do you think these things happen by chance? There's not a chance. R.C. Sproul says, if you believe in chance, you are in some respects a practical atheist. If God is not sovereign over everything, he's not God. R.C. Sproul says in one of his books concerning chance, he says, the point to remember, however, is that chance exercises absolutely no influence on the coin toss. Why not? As we keep saying, chance can do nothing because it is nothing. It is no thing. Before something can exert power or influence, it must first be something. It must be some kind of entity, either physical or non-physical. Chance is neither. It is merely a mental construct. It has no power because it has no being. It is nothing. To say that something has happened by chance is to say that it is a coincidence. This is simply a confession that we cannot perceive all the forces and causal powers that are at work in an event, just as we cannot see all that's happening in a coin toss with the naked eye. So the complex affairs of life are also beyond our exact ability to penetrate, so we invent the term chance to explain them. Chance really explains nothing. It is merely a word we use as a shorthand for our ignorance, end quote. Chance is nothing. The lot is cast into the lap. Every chance exerts absolutely no power or force over the outcome. Its every decision is from the Lord. This verse is simply telling us and reminding us that the Lord reigns over everything, and everything means everything. There are no chance meetings, there are no coincidences, there's no random meaningless events. There is divine providence that rules and directs the affairs of men with power and wisdom. In him we have an inheritance, having been predestined according to the purpose of him who works all things according to the counsel of his will. Do you hear that? He works all things, everything, according to the counsel of his will. The God of the evolutionist, the God of modern man, is not a statue on a mantle. It's not an idol in a temple. Man's pinning his hopes on something less, even less than those things. He's pinning his hopes on chance as the explanation for everything. And so in essence, he is pinning his hopes, as we've just read, on nothing. Because that's what chance is. It has no power. It has no wisdom. It has no mind. It has no plans. It has no foreknowledge. Chance is nothing. When you turn your back on God, that's what you have left. Nothing. But God is still God. He reigns in spite of unbelief. He rules over unbelief. This is not a random universe. It is a universe under the sovereign rule and reign of Jesus Christ, who is working all things according to the counsel of his will. And there's nothing anyone can do in the heavens or on earth to stop it. It means there is order in the cosmos. God is at work in the world in the midst of the chaos, uncertainty, government policies, wickedness that is abounding. God is still working, and he's working wisely, he's working powerfully, he's working purposefully, and he's working to bring about the end that he has foreordained from the foundation of the earth. The counsel of his will prevail. So this little verse contains some great truths. This little verse should bring great comfort to our lives. This little verse means that there's sense in our circumstances. This little verse reminds us that God is watching over even the smallest, minutest details of our lives. So let these closing words from Isaiah refresh your heart and give you hope and peace and comfort. They're from Isaiah 46, 9-12. Hopefully they're familiar verses to all of us. Remember the former things of old, for I am God and there's no other. I am God and there's none like me, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times things not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will accomplish all my purpose, calling a bird of prey from the east, the man of my counsel from a far country. I have spoken, and I will bring it to pass. I have purposed, and I will do it. Listen to me, you stubborn of heart, you who are far from righteousness. Yes, the lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. May this truth guide us and guard us in the trenches of life, which we seek to live our lives for the glory of God, in the good of others. May God bless.